Hey, welcome back to Redbeard Reviews. I'm Luke, and today we're looking at the Gerber Scout. Wow, this thing, it has potential. I can't really give you a long-term review on it because it just came out. I got one of these with my own money, and I was blown away enough by the features that Gerber offered with this particular knife, even though it's not like splashed on any real ads I've seen or anything. It's just like, oh, it's just like slide this knife out there into the public. For me, I really like this, and we'll get into it today. But look at that. Let's go over to my workbench and take a peek at it up close. I'll show you what comes in the box, and we'll look at the knife itself and maybe a couple other knives for comparison. So come on, let's check it out. Here it is up close. So if you don't get it by now, I do. I love knives, and like I said, this one it really caught my eye. And then of course the price caught my eye because having this pivot lock here, I was just like, wow, I don't have to buy a Benchmade to get the same thing. And whenever you look at a Benchmade and they look back at you with 150 to 160 smackers or more, I'm just like, I would like to, but I can't. And yeah, this is $60 on Gerber's website, and that was the only place I found it so far. There might be other places yet, I don't know. From what I can tell, it's brand new. It just came out. So I just wanted to give an initial impressions, a look at it. And, you know, for $60, I don't think you can go wrong with it. You know, one of my philosophies with knives is that if it's going to be cheaper but still decent, you're going to use it. And so that was, okay, let's get back to the unboxing. I don't like unboxings that much, but there's a box. There's some stuff that it was holding it in. More cardboard. There's instructions. Oh, look at that. I do know one language here besides English. Okay, well, cool. Anyways, this here is what we're talking about, not anything else. That's what was in the box. Nothing to it. The knife itself is 440A steel, the blade. And thank you, Blake. He knows what I'm talking about. It is sharp enough to shave hair. Wow. Oh, okay. It is a micarta handle. The pivot lock is ambidextrous, as I've been showing constantly. I just can't flip it when I'm right next to my table. But pass-through frame, you know, it's open. It would let debris fall through for the most part. It does have a glass breaker stud on the back, like that. And this is an anti-pivoting or anti-rotation pocket clip, and it's a deep carry. I very much appreciate those because, like on an older Spyderco, this, you know, you got like 3/4 of an inch sticking up out of your pocket. It can snag on stuff. You can see it, things like that. Having a deep pocket clip is the way to go for any knife, in my opinion. And I already did switch this around. I wasn't going to just do an unboxing and just show it off right out of the box because I'm a lefty. I have to switch stuff around to make it work for me. So that's just how it is. I will say I do very much appreciate what Gerber did with the barrel screws. So when you take the screws out, it's actually the barrel screw. If one comes out, the other one's coming out, you're going to know that it falls out. Cost-wise, I don't know about having to get those replaced, but I'm sure you could find a replacement if that ever happens. Having the thumb hole to open the blade, if you want to manually open it that way instead of be cool and try and flip it open and closed, I appreciate this as well because on yes, I do have one, a bug out, I lost this little thumb stud shortly after getting it, and I had to order a set off of Amazon. I don't know where it went. You know, it was just gone one day. I went to open it. I was like, I can't open it. No clue. So there is that. Let's see here. Sizing. The length open, 7.64 inches. And my camera can't even believe it's that. 7.64 inches from butt to tip. And then the length closed, 4.45 inches. So you can do the math from there. Figure how long the blade is. And it says it's 3.7 ounces. You know, it does have a little bit of heft. And so getting into the use of this knife as an everyday carry, it's a little bit big. However, it does disappear in your pocket fairly well. Having that deep pocket clip really helps. It's not too bulky. For size comparison, and I have this one here. This is the Benchmade Bug Out. The Bug Out is very, very slim, whereas the Gerber is just a little bit wider, half again as wide. But you kind of appreciate that in the hand because it gives you something to hold on to. For fine skill tasks, you know, there's a little bit of jimping. I don't think you're going to be like lost with it. You know, I've used my Bug Out for things like whittling sticks so we can roast marshmallows, and cutting open boxes, and cutting string, cutting rope, cutting all sorts of little things. And there are times, just because you can flex this, that you're like, I'm holding on to something small. I need to be careful. Whereas just initial impressions, this Gerber Scout feels stout. The Scout is stout. I'm so witty. Dad jokes. Oh boy. Anyways, yeah, you know, fitting in the hand, it's a pocket knife. It's not meant to be overly bulky. But you could easily have this with you going hunting to process game. So another thing, another point of use for having a knife like this on you that has a little bit of grip and is kind of stout. So I am a first responder, and having a knife with you each and every day, that's just like a no-brainer. It's just one of the things that goes in your pocket along with your keys and your wallet. So having that glass breaker on there for an emergency situation, whether you're trying to help somebody else out or get yourself out of a situation, that is a great plus. You know, I think I can get one for the Bug Out. I don't know for sure. You know, the Gerber included that in this knife is great. The blade itself is actually, you know, pretty stout as well. That's how I'm going to describe this knife, is stout, because I'm so far impressed with it just from getting it out of the box and having it for a couple days. And then, of course, the color. I do love the color. But back to be, you know, first responder, I think this would serve very well in a first responder role as something that you have each and every day that you can beat on and not be afraid to beat on it. Because at that $60 price point, that gets you into the category of like a Spyderco, and you're not really afraid to lose it, abuse it, use it. Bringing in another Gerber product that I should just talk about a little bit about their history and the opinion that I have of Gerber. Going back, you know, 20 some years, I suppose. I don't have a ton of Gerber products, but that comes down to their, not necessarily their price point per se, but the overall like value for the price that you're getting. Because, you know, when they had their more budget friendly options in the past, I went with a Spyderco. And because you could buy the $20 Gerber knife at Walmart, the Paratrooper, the Para something, it just seemed cheap, and I didn't want to get into that. But then along came Gerber with their strong arm, and I saw it, and I saw some reviews on it, and I was a little hesitant just because I was like, I don't know. It looks nice. I do like fixed knives. I have a few other different ones, and the strong arm just brings something in different for a minute. It has a very nice blade shape. It's very ergonomic. It feels good in the hand. And then when I bought this one, I bought it for like $40 on Amazon. And then now I looked at them recently, and you're not picking them up for less than like $80, it seems. I have this one, and this one's actually my hunting companion. This goes in my hunting backpack, and this has processed a decent number of deer and other smaller game. Cut rope, whittled some twigs, different things. This is like a chore knife for my hunting backpack, and I love it. And then I have another one, same color, everything. This is kind of my jam. But anyways, I do have another one, another strong arm that I got for like $40 or something. And that just serves a different role for me. So they're value-based knives, and you're not afraid to use them and abuse them. And I've used and abused both of the strong arms that I have. So Gerber getting into the pocket knife game with an pivot locking blade, I was just blown away by that, and I really wanted it, so I got it, and I'm gonna beat the heck out of this thing. For those of you out there going like, well, it's not a Benchmade, it's 160, you're not gonna have as smooth of an action or something. I don't know. Can't really get that all on screen nicely. Let's see if I can. It does open and close very easily, whereas the bug out is very smooth. Yes, okay. The Benchmade bug out, very, very smooth. The plastic grip, I don't know. This mic hard to handle feels great. And then the opening mechanism, I just think because it's still brand new, this thing's like 3 days old. I've only opened it up 3 days ago. 2 days ago, sorry. Get a little bit of use in it, flip it a little bit, it'll be right as rain. So for comparison, I told you I had 2 Benchmades. Here's the other one. And this is coming from like a duty perspective, first responders, things like that. This one I've carried many, many a time, and because it has the glass breaker, it is a larger blade that is thick. It's good for hard tasks, things like that. I did opt for the serrated blade finish for cutting through ropes and things like that, and then I kind of regretted that. But I'm not going to be buying another Benchmade with a non-serrated blade. Just as you can see, I have, this thing is pretty beat up, pretty worn. It's still very sharp. That is a plus for a Benchmade. They are very sharp for a very long time. But it's been used and abused a lot. So I like this thing. I love it. I also am extra careful every single time I have this thing in my pocket, so I don't think about, I think about losing it. Since I just picked this up, I'm going to worry about losing it. But if I do lose it, I'm not afraid to buy another one. My initial impressions are I'm blown away. Sharp blade, nice stout looking blade and handle. The grip on the handle feels grippy. It's left hand friendly. It has the pivot lock, which I've grown to love. And then not having a thumb stud, but just a thumb hole, so less moving or less parts means less losing or breaking of parts. So that's good. Well, that about does it for the Gerber Scout. It's quite stout. Leave a comment in the section down below what you think about it. Blade shape, price point. Is this something that you're interested in? Because I know I like it. Time will tell if this thing can hold up like my Benchmade has. And so I'll probably get around to an update once I've actually had some time on this thing. So this is Redbeard Reviews. I'm Luke. Thanks for watching. Oh my goodness.